was just a lad, thinking about all the things I was gonna do when I grew up like Dad. Mama told me not to be that way. Said, son, you got a way to go, but you gotta find your own way. I wanted to be a rock and roll star, I wanted to be a movie star, I wanted to go to the stars in a rocket ship, and I wanted to be a policeman, fireman, detective, milkman. But when it all came down to what I really I was just a man like everyone, out to try and find my way. I went to school and I was a Boy Scout, and I rolled in the hay, went on hay rides, picked apples from a tree, thought about Jesus and what he meant to me. I was a little boy back when I remember well. I was a little boy back when I remember well. I thought about the things I would do when I grew up, become like my dad. My daddy was a teacher man. He taught you in the school how to do your English right, and don't become a fool. Taught me how to read and write, and learn how to live my life. My daddy was a teacher man all of his life. See, when my dad was young, he went off to war. He was in the Air Corps, and that's where he met my mom out in Texas. And she was a beautiful lady, and they were in their 20s, and they were married, and they moved to Minnesota. Now I wonder all these days and nights how it ever came to be. My mama and my daddy and all of us and me, in that little house out in the country and down by Lawler and East Lake. And then on the farm we got a big one day. It ran away, but Dad got it, and he can make no mistake. We put that pig out, it grew big. We lived on it for a year, and all the time when we were growing up, there was no love, no fear. Back when I lived back in the country, back by McGregor, Lawler and East Lake, where I grew up tall and lean. Used to go to the Indian powwow dances. Learned a lot from the men, how they believed in the earth and God and all here that's within. True hearts have never known about how they were there, but I learned to love everyone. Today it puts a tear down on my cheek. My mama and my daddy, and they taught us, you won't believe. They taught us about Jesus and things that you gotta believe in to make it in, you see. My daddy died in 1985. He died at 60 years old. He was a teacher man for 35 years. They were married for 35. Kinda how the record goes, and kinda how the record goes. Now just lately, back here on about the 18th, my mama passed away. They had altogether they had 8 kids, 5 boys and 3 girls. In the family times were lean in the beginning, but now they began to kind of fit together in a dream. My mom died at 87. Said she saw God and Jesus and Dad waving at her in the scene, dressed in white like she was 22, and God had his hand out. Said you can't leave yet until you say goodbye. It's the price for being a good woman all your life. And so we say goodbye to a generation. Mom and Dad. Mom was the last of her family. Dad was the last of his. And now the kids got to carry on. Make sure we tell everyone really how God is. And I guess I'll bless you all. And tears roll down my cheeks. I can hardly sing these words God told me to speak. He said, bless you one and all, and come home when you're through. I'll have a room waiting. I know you believe in me. So goodbye, no, not goodbye. It's hello to the world. As we put our hearts down on the table and said a prayer throughout the world. This is Mr. Bluesman Lenny Lehman. Goodbye, all, but not goodbye. We'll be seeing you soon. Sooner than you realize in your dreams, Another generation has passed by, it seems. Another generation. Another generation. Goodbye, all. Hurry, we come.